Survivor Wrestling. I'm your host, Nick Stewart, and my co-host is KB. And today we are going to discuss Tuesday Tag Team, or Tag Team Tuesday. It's going to be a weekly deal for us, weekly show, and we're just going to highlight some of the tag teams because they really don't get enough love in pro wrestling. And tag teams, they're some of the funnest things to watch. They're very entertaining. You get more people involved. So sometimes you have a lot more storylines or build single storylines off tag teams. But the tag teams, we're going to go over just a few current ones and some of the older school ones, which, back in the day, KB, it was hard to beat the Road Warriors coming out.
Oh, no doubt. Some of the best, matches were with the Road Warriors and the Steiner brothers, even. So you're definitely on the money when it comes to the old school. There's so many great tag teams out there of all times, But I love maybe Tag Team Tuesday becomes the norm like Taco Tuesday. Let's make it happen.
Exactly, but I still like the tacos too.
Well, maybe we created a thing here where it's Tag Team Tuesday.
Tag Team Tuesday.
That's it, man. We're trending.
That's right.
We're trending on
that.
Yeah. So you want to talk about old school, or you want to talk about new school first?
Let's start with some old school, and then we can kind of feed off the old school, who the old school guys the newer guys kind of remind us of the old school. And
yeah, so, you got the Rock and Roll Express, the Midnight Express, the Mega Powers. Well, let me tell you something, brother. Him and, Macho Man, they joined the Mega Powers. That was a great tag team. The Rockers, another great tag team. Demolition, Steiner Brothers. The list goes on and on as far as, tag teams,
Oh, yeah. You got Harlem Heat.
Yeah.
You got the Wild Samoans.
Well, you can't talk about, tag teams without talking about the Hardy Boys. Come on, man.
Exactly.
Jeff and Matt, in a league of their own. And
you can't talk about the Hardy Boys without mentioning Christian and Edge and the Dudley Boys.
That's it. Team 3D, right? So
Yes. That's one of my favorites.
Devon, get the tables. So, yeah, great tag teams, of the past is definitely, paved the way for the future, and you talk about, some of the guys that are out there now, Pretty Deadly, they're funny. They got their own, I'll tell you, Pretty Deadly, who do they remind you of?
Yeah, you're going to think I'm stupid, but they remind me of Shawn Michaels and Triple H.
See, that's what I was thinking too. When they were in DX, they got that kind of funny humor, so.
And Shawn Michaels and Triple H, they used to wear outfits similar to what they're wearing.
Yeah. So you got DIY, they're just, they kind of remind me of, high flying rockers back in the day, Midnight Express kind of tag team, not big guys, but guys that can get it done, so.
Right.
It's not like, what's the team, Ivan and, what's the other guy's name?
They changed
the
it
War
every
Raiders.
other month,
The War
but
Raiders.
War Raiders,
Yeah. It's not like those big guys.
No.
That those guys remind me of like somebody like the Mega Powers. To where you had, two big guys, and what amazes me is you look at wrestling. Even back in the day, as far as tag teams, those guys were like huge, not just in muscle size, but just the height size. And you look at the guys now. They're fast, and but they're smaller, but they still put on a fantastic show, and that's what you love wrestling, because everybody likes different things, so who's some of your favorite tag teams right now currently?
Right now, you got Pretty Deadly. I like them. I like the Guns in AEW.
Yes.
I like FTR.
Yeah, to
But
me,
I'm not
FTR
just-
is one of the best tag teams out there, in my opinion.
Yes. It's somebody in WWE that's just.
Well, you think about, even Nick and Matt, over there at AEW, man. I mean, the Young Guns, Young Bucks, excuse me, Young
Yeah.
Bucks. I mean, they're doing.
They're good.
Yeah,
they're real good.
They are
but
good.
It's not my style.
Right.
But,
Well, again, you go back to the Rockers or the Midnight Express, or that's
Yeah.
what they remind me of. It's just they know how to put on a show, and that's what you're there for.
Oh, yes.
And
they do.
as a tag
They do.
team, the
Now I like
hey,
their.
what about the Street Profits? They're
That was the team I was
Yeah.
thinking of.
They're
Yeah,
playing
I
a
love
good
the
heel
Street
right
Profits. Yes, and I like which I think they're about to split up. I've been saying this for 6 months, but Grayson Waller and Theory, I like them as a tag team, which they're not getting no time right now, really. I don't think, but hopefully that'll change when they get over to Raw. But I like how they do it. But mainly I like how their promos and just the storylines kind of go. They're being heels and they're good at it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's ever happened. I'd have to go back and do my research, but I'd like to see the Young Bucks versus the Motor City Machine Guns. I think that would be a epic, match. Again, I don't know if they probably have. Every wrestler's,
Right.
they've crossed paths at some point, but I'd like to see that, put on like a crossover or something.
Now, the Motor City Machine Guns, they remind me of the Rock and Roll Express.
Yes.
A lot.
Yes, I agree.
And the Midnight Express, I'm trying to think who. We need somebody with a manager to kind of remind me of them, but right now I'm just not thinking. But I love them as heels, though. Just being a thorn in Rock and Roll Express's, side
Oh,
there
yeah,
all the
yeah.
time.
Yeah, I love when you had Jim Cornette, out there with a tennis racket, giving people fees. So I'm gonna tell you something, baby. It's like, a great manager makes a great tag team, as well. And like I said, you got a lot of great tag teams out there that had managers, and you had a lot of great tag teams that didn't have managers, But again, it's what makes it fun. A great tag team. It's all about chemistry too, right? So, any tag team out there has to have great chemistry. Whether you're brothers or friends or whatever, that's what made the Road Warriors so good. That's what made the Steiners so good. You got to have that chemistry together, and if you don't, you're not going to make it. You're going to fall apart.
Yep. But I think that's going to be it for this week's Tag Team Tuesday. And every week we're going to spotlight a current tag team and a former tag team. But before you leave, I need y'all to click that like button, that subscription button, and hit that notification bell. And we'll see you next time.